He's been doing some research and found out that Soros is actually funding blogs out there in an attempt to malign the opposition to the Obamacare. There's some very strange alliances going on in support of national health care in this country, which is going to be, any thinking human being. We're in the death throes of an oncoming depression. The tax revenues for city, state, county, for federal government, they can't sell anything off, as was mentioned, the $100 million. How do you service that? But before all of this stuff happened, we had to borrow almost, to service the government, $3 billion a day. Well, we loaded up the planet trying to sell off treasuries and whatever else, and China is very rapidly bringing that little bizarre sale to a close. So we're just going to keep printing money to monetize the debt. And this is going to run out faster than the cash for the clunkers deal did.
Well, that's what that story out of Birmingham, Alabama was all about.
Yeah.
You know, the city doesn't have any money. They're going to have to lay off pretty much the entire force, and that's the reason why the sheriff's talking about calling in the National Guard, for goodness sake.
Well, and what the sheriff doesn't realize, he can take the good men of his county, and guess what? He can deputize them. You don't even have to...
Maybe Sheriff Mack needs to send him a book.
I do believe he does.
Rick? One of the best things I heard was from Columbus, Ohio. We're going to have to lay off 75 policemen because they didn't have the revenue. That's great. Get rid of the cops. No, the cops don't do me no good. Shit, you get all the good as revenue generators. You get robbed, they take a report. They're after-the-fact pencil pushers. If you want to get rid of the cops, that's fine with me.
Well, and Bill Clinton...
That's less pensions you got to pay off on your real estate taxes in the future.
Well, and look what Bill Clinton did. When he was in office, brought 100,000 more police officers on board. And,
they're just generating revenue. All right, guys, have a good one.
Thanks. Yeah, I call them the Keystone Coffer Corporate Cops. And if you got any doubt about that, do the research and see what the Supreme Court said about it. You guys are just there to protect the property. And I've actually seen news stories of late where they actually mention that they're there to protect property. And you're secondarily. But you are a revenue generator, so as long as you're not a useless eater and you still have a job, you have a home, you're paying taxes, you got a mortgage, you're still paying your license plate fees and your registration and all that, I guess they'll give you some consideration. Ken in Texas. Hello, Ken.
Gentlemen, hey, Clinton should have left that one guy, Podesta, over there and traded. I think that would have been a better idea. Another thing is cash for clunkers. People are getting their tax money back. I bet you most of those people who bought those cars have paid out $4,500 in federal tax. They're getting their money back. What's wrong with that? It's just that you didn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, went from a paid-off automobile to 20 grand in debt.
You know, they said, well, you're taking it from your neighbors. No, you paid the taxes out. You're getting your tax money back. I don't think that's too bad at all.
Well, yeah, and how many hands does it pass through? And, gee, are you getting value for your return?
You get a check from the government for $4,500. I thought they finagled that at the dealership, but they don't. You get a check from the government for $4,500.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to look at it both ways.
Yeah, but how stupid is it to go from having no car payment to putting yourself $20,000 in debt, and they must probably going to get the car repoed in a month.
Yeah.
That's another point. But if you're getting 15 miles per gallon, now you're going to get 30 miles per hour. The savings on gas will make the payment, won't it?
No, it's not. It's the mileage is far less than that.
Yeah, I saw Charles the Possum Schumer today. Is that what you're referring to? He made 3 points, and he says, and oh, by the way, this is a good deal because, your mileage is going to be greater. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but why, if I own a car right now and it's only getting 16 to 20 miles to a gallon, and I'm going to get rid of that to go in debt to buy a car, and I don't give a damn if I get $4,500 from the government or not, I would much rather have my car. I'm going to be driving it less anyhow. Whether I'm getting 20 miles to a gallon or 16, because gas prices, if we haven't noticed, it's stabilized around, $70 a barrel, and the gas prices on average around the country are $2.60 a gallon right now. If you want to go in debt to buy a new car to last you through the Depression, fine, if you can make the payments.
Right.
But
still, you got a new car.
Well, yeah, well...
I mean, you're going to work driving 30 miles a day. At least you got a new car, right?
I think
who cares who repos what, right?
you know the car that's been turned in the most? A Ford Explorers.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
they're turning in a Ford and they're getting a Hyundai.
Well, no. In the top, the top 10 cars that people are taking advantage of this cash for clunkers thing, we actually have the Ford Focus. What is the other platform on the car platform? Not a truck. I don't have
Prius?
it. No, not the Prius. It's a Ford product.
The Taurus?
No.
New Taurus?
No. It's a truck, but it's on a car chassis.
F-150?
No. At any rate.
No.
But anyhow, the Japanese are way up there. And General Motors and Ford and Chrysler as well, if they would have been paying attention to what their competition was doing, they could have got a jump on this. They could have been producing cars that America has said, well, wait a minute. I got a nephew, or I work for General Motors or Ford or Chrysler. I think I'll buy one of these because I know it's a good value for the dollar and it's going to last as long as one of the Japanese cars does. You know, the handwriting was on the wall with these guys for years, and they were too stupid, too bureaucratic to do anything about it. Thanks for your calls, guys. Robbie, quickly, one more time for the Bob Chapman deal of the day, along with the phone number in which they can call you.
British Sovereigns, $276. Order 20 or more for $55.20. Receive a free subscription to the International Forecaster. And you can call 1-800-691-7898. And if you want silver, stay tuned. I'll tell you about it in the next hour.
All right. Bob Chapman, glad to hear that you're firmly rooted once again in your tree house. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Okay. Bye-bye, guys.
All righty. Thank you.